Building Green 2022 demonstrated how we are experiencing circularity in our green building projects today, and that there are opportunities for us to pursue regeneration in the design, construction, and operations of our projects. Through the 16 episodes hosted for BG 2022, the PHILGBC facilitated discussions with experts and partners in the industry in delivering green, healthy, and net zero buildings, districts, and cities.
The conference was officially opened during the National Green Building Day with Mr. Edgar Sabidong, Chair of the PhilGBC Board of Trustees, welcoming the conference participants, and Mr. Christopher de la Cruz delivering the opening remarks. Episode 1, the opening, also featured messages from Secretary Rafael Perpetuo Lotilla of the Department of Energy, delivered by Director Patrick Aquino, Secretary Maria Antonia Yulo Loizaga of the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Mr. Hilary Aho, Chair of the World Green Building Council, Ms. Christina Gamboa, CEO of the World Green Building Council, and Mr. Kari Chan, Chair of the World Green Building Council Asia Pacific Regional Network. PhilGBC believes and supports efforts of government to reach out and educate industry. In Episode 2, The Law, our speakers, Senator Mark Villar, Engineer Teodoro VR Jr. of DPWH, Mr. Kevin Anthony Balaklik of DNR, and Director Patrick Aquino of DOE, shared updates on current and emerging policies that promote energy efficiency, resource efficiency, biodiversity, as well as the proposed bill for the Bicycle Act. Local challenges call for local solutions, and our speakers during Episode 3, the Local Government Forum, Mayor Marlene Abigail Binay of the City of Makati and Engineer Panganiban, Mayor Jerry Treñas of City of Iloilo and Engineer Neil Ravena, Engineer Cristal Cosedo of the City of Mandaue, representing Mayor Jonas Cortez, shared their insight, expertise, and experience in planning and implementing strategic, effective, and appropriate green levers from their respective jurisdictions. During this year's World Green Building Week, leaders from the World Green Building Council Asia Pacific Regional Network shared their green building programs that provide positive outcomes for people, planet, and profit. Episode 4, The World, featured Ms. Joy Esther Guy, Head of Asia Pacific Programs of the World Green Building Council, Dr. Kari Chan, Executive Director of Hong Kong Green Building Council and Chair of the World GBC APN, Ms. Yvonne So, Executive Director of Singapore Green Building Council, Ms. Hang Pan, Chair of Vietnam Green Building Council, Mr. C.K. Tang, Chief Executive Officer of Malaysia Green Building Council, Mr. Surendro, Executive Director of GBC Indonesia, Mr. M. Anand, Deputy Executive Director of Indian GBC, Mr. Yasushi Kinoshita, Co-Chairperson of Green Building Japan, and Mr. Jeff Oatman, Head Collaboration and Membership of GBC Australia.
During Episode 5, The Women in Green Building, the PhilGBC continued the conversation with women leaders on how they mentor, inspire, and lead to achieve the sustainability goals of their respective organizations. Ms. Rowena Ramos, Vice Chair of the PhilGBC Board of Trustees and Principal of Ecotectonica, and Ms. G. Garcia, Managing Director of NEO, facilitated the panel, which included Architect Araceli Barlam, Senro of City of Mandaue, Dr. Linda Milan, and Ms. Lani Canati, Procurement Head of Arthalan Corporation. During the episode, the PhilGBC also presented the winners of the 2022 PhilGBC Leadership in Green Building Awards held last July. The PhilGBC supports decision makers in procuring materials and services that will help them achieve the sustainability targets for their green building projects. Episode 6, The Green Building Marketplace, featured presentations from Engineer Jo Marie de Guzman, Consulting Sales Engineer of Daikin Air Conditioning Philippines, Mr. Ronald Yu, Marketing Manager of First Balfour Inc., Mr. Aldris Chinbuanco, Vice President of World Vision Corporation, Mr. Eric C., Project Sales Manager of Cobantian Hardware for Dyson Electronics Private Limited Philippines, Ms. Catherine Lipana Gomez, Deals and Corporate Finance and ESG Partner of PwC Philippines, Mr. Rajiv Pralhan, Partner, and Mr. Gopal NP, Manager of PwC India, and Ms. Gabe Onkinko, Business Development Head of Drink Sustainability Communications. With the release of the PHILGBC Health and Wellbeing for Buildings version 1.0.0, we recognize the actions of the pilot projects for the tool during Episode 7, the Health and Wellbeing. Mr. Raymond Rufino, Chief Executive Officer of NEO for the 5 NEO project, and Ms. Apple de los Reyes, Project Development of PHILGBC Alabang Inc. for Botanica Nature Residences Tower 1 project, share their experience and insights in how they address the health and well-being priorities of their respective H&W certified projects. In addition, Dr. Lilibet David, Undersecretary of the Department of Health, shared a message on the initiatives of the DOH for healthy and resilient health facilities. Mr. Jeroen Van Straten, founder of Indoor Care, and Ms. Veronica Villanueva shared their expertise and insights on health and well-being focused technologies and services. Episode 8, The Circularity, showcased presentations from Dr. Justino Arboleda, founder of Coco Technologies Corporation, Attorney Dwight Ramos, Senior Vice President of IPM Construction and Development Corporation, Mr. Carlo Delantar, Head, Circular Economy of Proby Partners, and Dr. Marlon Era, Associate Professor of De La Salle University, on strategies on resources efficiency and management that enable circularity in the Philippines.
Another new tool that was launched during Building Green 2022 is BERDE Districts version 1.0.0 as the tool for planning and implementing wider-scale green building projects. During Episode 10, the BERDE Day, the pilot project proponents for BERDE Districts shared their experience with the use of the tool and their sustainability strategies for their respective projects, including presentations from Mr. Rafael Fernandez de Mesa, President of Lima Land Inc. for the Lima Estate Project, Mr. John Wang, Executive Vice President of City Homes Builder and Development Inc. for Leora Homes Naik Project, Ms. Cristina Samantha Pobre, Sustainability Manager of Artaland Corporation for the Sibina Park Project, and Mr. Dondon Ubaldo, First Vice President of PHILGBC Alabang Inc. for the PHILGBC City Project. Newly certified projects under BERDE Buildings were also featured during the episode, including presentations from Mr. Francis Rodriguez, Technical Planning Manager of Cebu Landmasters Inc. for Latitude Corporate Center Project, and Mr. Delfin Angelo Wenceslao, Chief Executive Officer, and Mr. Anthony Ilaga of EM Wenceslao and Associates for Parcal Phase 1. The episode also featured presentations from retail district developments, including Architect Helen Magno, Assistant Vice President of PHILGBC Alabang Inc. for the Festival Mall in PHILGBC City, and Il Corso at PHILGBC Life Mall Cebu City Projects, and Mr. Clifford Academia, Vice President for Operations of Lima Land Inc. for the Outlets at Lipa project. To cap the BERDE Day, the PHILGBC hosted a platform for the exchange of the expertise and experiences of green building professionals, which featured presentations from certified BERDE professionals, including Ms. Camille Taborlupa, Project in Charge of Ecotectonica Inc., Engineer Andres Muego, Proprietor Manager of TNM Consultancy and Allied Services, and Attorney Maria Cristina Samson, Chief Operating Officer of Menarco Development Corporation.
Green financial instruments support the transformation of our market towards a sustainable built environment. During Episode 13, the Green Financing, Mr. Rustico Noli Cruz, Vice President and Head of the Program Development and Management Department of the Development Bank of the Philippines, Mr. Ronaldo Averion, Program Officer, Program Management Department of the Land Bank of the Philippines, Engineer Maria Imelda Pabros, Department Manager 3, Property Valuation Department of Pag-ibig Fund, and Mr. Kay Archer, Business Development Director for Asia of GRESP, presented their programs to support green transformation available financing options, and investment mechanisms that support our sustainable development goals. The ANZPH Advancing Net Zero Energy version 1.1 was presented during episode 14, The Advancing Net Zero, to share updates on the program and the tool. During the episode, technical presentations on energy conservation and optimization practices and the strategic use of renewable energy were highlighted by Ms. G. Garcia, Managing Director of LEO, Mr. Alexander Ablaza, President of the Philippine Energy Efficiency Alliance, and Mr. Mike Consenheim, Country Manager of Solar Energy Philippines. The PHILGBC continues to empower professionals and project proponents through the training courses for the different rating tools, including the BERDE Professionals Basic Training Course, the BERDE Districts Professionals Training Course, ANZPH Professionals Training Course, and H&W Professionals Training Course. The PHILGBC welcomes a new set of certified BERDE professionals, ANZPH accredited professionals, and H&W accredited professionals, to the growing numbers of green builders in the Philippines. These episodes for BG2022 were possible with the sustained support of our BG2022 strategic partners. Gold strategic partners LEO, Aboitiz Infracapital Economic Estates, and City Homes Builders and Development. Silver strategic partners Wall Vision Corporation, Daikin Air Conditioning Philippines, and First Balfour. And bronze strategic partners Monocrete Construction Philippines, Botanica Nature Residences, Philinvest City, FPD Asia, AGC Asia Pacific Private Limited, and Datem Incorporated. For those who were not able to attend the episodes, follow the PHILGBC official YouTube channel for episodes of BG 2022.